The Raw after WrestleMania is here. And of course, it was in Las Vegas in T-Mobile Arena. And no surprise there at all. Like, none. But we did see Oba Femi kick off Raw in a nice suit and tie. Really appreciate it. Now, normally Obafemi has good shirt games, but today he decided I'm going all corporate. I'm going Cody Rhodes on me, bro. So he kicked it off and simply said, "The ruler has arrived." Dropped the microphone and left. That's all he said. And honestly, what he just had to say was perfect. He didn't have to say too much. All he had to say was the ruler arrived. And the reason why he only had to say that is because he's already over with the crowd. The Vegas crowd was literally chanting, "Oba, yeah, Oba, oh, you, yeah." They were just chanting his name over and over and over again, non-stop. So he only needed to say like a couple of words, and the crowd would still love him. This is exactly what we want, and I can already tell that when SummerSlam comes around, it's going to be Oba Femi versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Oba, you got my pick, bro. You're winning. Anyway, we saw the Kabuki Warriors send a message to Io Sky saying, "Io, once again, you choose your fake family and Rhea Ripley over your real one and yourself. And I will always be your spender. And I will always be the one who brought you your success in WWE." Okay, I don't think that's true. Io, you seem to forget this, but tonight you will remember. Since you devoted yourself to Rhea, and how did that been working out? Rhea is champion, and what are you? Io, it didn't have to be this way. You could have shown me respect that I deserve, and you would have had your Sparta by your side. Not only did you make your choice, you tried to corrupt Kyrie too. You and Rhea will suffer the consequences. So Io Sky came out, the brand new women's champion Rhea Ripley came out, and the Kabuki Warriors came out for a lockup. Kyrie and Io locked up first. Then Rhea eventually got in. They did their tag team work with this little splash type thing for the 1-2. Ooh. Then Kyrie decided to slap Rhea Ripley, letting Rhea plant her in the middle of the ring with a nasty dropkick to the side of the face. Then Asuka and Rhea get into it with Asuka hitting some chops and all that stuff in a big combination. But then Rhea hit a knee, and Asuka dodged the punch to the face, hitting her own like punch to the face type thing, kick to the stomach, and just more combos, kicks, and all that shabam, and even hit a knee straight to the face of Rhea. Then Rhea hit her classic side kick to the side of the head and sending Asuka flying. Then Rhea Ripley got kicked out of the ring by Asuka, and as Io got taken out by Asuka, we see Kyrie climb the top rope and hit an insane elbow from the top rope onto Io, onto the Rhea, onto the outside, going into commercial break. By the time we came back, we see Rhea deliver a single leg dropkick to Kyrie. Then we see Asuka and Io get into it, where we saw Io do some crazy combinations, doing the uppercuts, boots, and then caught Kyrie's foot through into Asuka's face with a toe kick. Then we see Io do her classic reversal flippy stuff into a drop kick, and then she hit her emote. Then she hit a bullet train on both the Kabuki Warriors twice. Then she hit Asuka with a kick to the head. Then we saw Rhea hit Asuka with a nasty Razor's Edge into the classic dropkick combo. Then Asuka somehow got over there, hit a nasty code breaker onto Rhea, letting Kyrie hit a hair pull onto Rhea. then a double team combination to Rhea as well. But for the 1-2, until Io broke up the pin. This allowed Io to stomp on one of them. Then we see Kairi get into the face of Io, and this accidentally sends Io to the outside, landing on Asuka, but this distracts Kairi. Headbutt, riptide into a tag for a moonsault for the 1-2-3, and your winners are Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. So congratulations to the win to them for the win. Then we head backstage where we see Adam Pearce congratulating Penta on his ladder match victory, but then Javon Evans says he is not going anywhere and he's just going to come after the IC Championship even more. But then we see Igor Kilmodas. Ethan Page shows up and officially debuts on the main roster, saying that he wants the IC title as well, and Javon isn't going to stand in his way because Ethan has beaten Javon once and he could beat them again. If you guys don't remember or didn't watch NXT, these two had a feud in NXT that was completely amazing, and I'm just glad to see Ethan Page on the main roster. It's about time, bro. It's about time. But we did see the Andre the Giant Battle Royal Champion Royce Keys in the crowd. Yeah. Anyway, we finally saw CM Punk walk his way down to the ring, and I was surprised he was here because I thought for sure CM Punk was going to get written off TV for a couple of months. Or at least a couple of weeks after his loss at Mania. But he says that he has lost so many people in his life recently, and says that the fans helped him grieve those losses through his World Championship run. And he says he wasn't supposed to be World Champion, and it was just fell from the sky after Seth got injured. And CM Punk in this promo kept saying, you never know when there's a championship opportunity and when it's going to fall from the sky. Then we see Cody Rhodes come out and reveals his nasty black eye he received from Randy Orton in their WrestleMania match. Which, by the way, have you guys seen the gruesome image of Cody's eye, like, swollen? That looks nasty. But we see Cody walk his way down the ring, and Cody just says, why is CM Punk not feeling like a loser, and is still showing up after losing? Because Cody says he won and he feels like a loser, and Punk is like, well, and Punk is like, he's just waiting for a title shot. And he thinks that Cody is, the pressure of being world champion is getting to Cody. And all that stuff. And CM Punk says you never know when an opportunity is going to fall from the sky. Then as CM Punk leaves the ring, we see Cody say, hey, Punk! Name any time, name anywhere. And that gave everybody watching this segment, everyone in the crowd, had their minds start turning. So my question is, when are we finally going to see CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes? My guess is maybe Backlash, if not Backlash, because we don't know if Cody is even healed enough or is medically cleared to compete. I'm going to guess he is because I don't think he would come out here for this. But I'm going to guess he is cleared to compete. And if he's not cleared to compete by Backlash, which is like 3 weeks away, I think we might see it at Clash in Italy, which I don't know how far Clash in Italy is from Backlash, but it doesn't matter because I know these two will cut fire promos. And also, am I the only one who felt something was going to happen this segment that was going to be way worse than what happened? Like, I had a weird feeling in my stomach that someone was going to attack someone, or something something's gonna be happening. I don't know. I just had a bad feeling about this segment. I don't know what. I don't know. I thought something was gonna happen, but I'm glad we got this instead. Anyway, Ethan Page came out, Javon Evans came out, and of course they have beautiful chemistry from their NXT matches. But we do see Ethan Page take down Javon Evans with a shoulder tackle. Then we see Javon do this crazy springboard into a roll for a 1-2 ooh. Then Javon flips over Ethan to land on his feet. Then when Ethan went for a punch, Javon went down, kipped up, and hits a beautiful stunner out of nowhere. Then, of course, Ethan, playing his heelish character, he retreats back into the corner, going to the ropes, and the referee stops Javon Evans, letting Ethan Page go on the attack and punch him in the face a couple times. But Javon hits his classic springboard Hurricane Rana to Ethan Page, and then goes flying to the outside. And then after we came back from commercial break, Javon decided to do another fly to the outside as well, and sets Ethan Page up in the turnbuckles and starts kicking him in the back of the head. Then a beautiful executed springboard clothesline from the top rope, but Ethan grabbed Javon from the top rope, slammed him down to the mat, picked him up with a beautiful power slam for the 1-2 ooh. Then they ended up doing outside where Javon went for like a moonsault type thing, but Ethan Page reversed it. But Javon, using some reversals, sends Ethan Page into the LED ring post. A super kick to Ethan Page, but then just before we thought he was going to do some crazy thing, putting Ethan Page to the table, we see Rusev get in the way. Javon attacks Rusev, sending him into the barricade in chairs. Then, as Javon went for the OG cutter, Ethan Page pushed him off the top rope, hits the... oh god, I forget what it's called. Is it a twisting grin or something? The grin something? I forget what it's called. But the twist of fate, or it's something with grin or something. But for the 1-2-3, and Javon Evans loses to Ethan Page in Ethan Page's debut. But then Rusev starts attacking Javon, and Ethan's like, go ahead, Rusev, go ahead. And Javon gets destroyed by Rusev, and again put in the accolade. Before Penta comes out, hits some chops and kicks and punches to Rusev until Rusev catches it. But that doesn't stop him because Penta hits a nasty super kick to Rusev. Then Ethan Page pushes Penta off the top rope, causing Penta to get hit with the Machka kick. And Ethan Page is like, keep it up, man. All yours. All yours. Letting Rusev kick him in the back and putting the accolade. And this just tells me that they have some big plans for Rusev in the mid-card division. This also tells me that we might be getting a Fatal 4-Way. Ethan Page, Rusev, Penta, and Javon Evans for the IC Championship. Maybe, just maybe, at Backlash. So, let's see. Then we see Liv Morgan and her crew, Judgment Day, join in. And she says, welcome to Monday Night Raw. And Liv Morgan celebrates her title victory at Wrestlemania and thanks her Judgment Day family and Stephanie Vaquer for making her remember who she is and that she's the best women's wrestler of all time and she owns everything in this division. Then Sol Ruka comes up, and I guess this is Sol Ruka's debut. She grabs the microphone and says she looks up to Liv, and after the Battle Royal... I'm sorry, I just had to point that out. But by the way, if Vince McMahon was still in charge, he would have guaranteed lost his mind. Someone messed up his pay-per-view name. But she wants to be exactly like Liv and has looked up to her. Liv says, look, you better not be looking for a fight, because, I'm better than you, all that stuff. You're not Liv Morgan, sweetheart. And Sol Ruka says, well, I wasn't coming out here for a fight, but I'm not backing down from one either. And then, of course, Adam Pearce comes out here saying, ladies, blah, 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 blah. Oh, wait, sorry. wrong one. That's foreign Adam Pierce. He said, okay, hey, Vegas, you guys want to see a fight? You get a fight. Referee, and of course it was crooked car to referee this match, but whatever. We did see Liv Morgan versus Sol Ruka in a pretty solid match. We did see Liv Morgan hit a beautiful enziguri to Sol Ruka. Then this roll up back and forth type thing for the 1-2. Ooh. Then Sol Ruka gets sent flying into the corner. Then Sol Ruka delivers a beautiful drop kick to Liv. Then a nice big back splash in the corner. Then went for a kick, but Liv reversed into knees to the gut. Then whenever Liv went for whatever this is, she got hit with the X Factor into Sol Ruka's beautiful moonsault from the top onto Liv. Then we see after commercial break, we see them punching back and forth to each other. And we see Liv hit a big Russian leg sweep. Then, of course, we see Sol Ruka hit her classic comeback moves into a beautiful German and a nasty missile dropkick from the top rope. And a knee straight to the face of Liv. Then we see Sol Ruka fight out, reverse in Oblivion from Liv Morgan, letting Liv Morgan getting super kicked by Sol Ruka, and hits a nasty soul snatcher, but she rolls out of the ring, that veteran instinct in Liv Morgan. Then, of course, we see Sol Ruka do her crazy cartwheel backhand spring out of the ring dive on to Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. But then, as the referee, Jessica Carr, was distracted by Liv Morgan, we see Zario push Sol Ruka into the LED ring post. Spear, well, not really a spear, but just like a bump to the outside, throwing her into the ring and letting Liv Morgan hit an Oblivion for the 1-2-3, and Sol Ruka loses in her debut on Monday Night Raw, letting Liv Morgan win. But during Liv Morgan's celebration, we see Stephanie Vaquer here, and basically telling us this feud is not over, and there is just more to come from this feud. Then we see the Vision come out, and Paul Heyman gets a little emotional on the microphone and demands production to put Brock Lesnar in the forever category, not the now category, because he is not the now, he is forever the baddest man on the planet. Logan Paul says the only reason why they lost at WrestleMania was because of speed, but they're still the tag team champions. But Paul Heyman introduces Braun Breaker back to Monday Night Raw. He comes out, grabs the microphone, and says his favorite part of WrestleMania was ruining Seth Rollins' match and costing him the match as well. Then we see Seth Rollins put a chair to Braun Breaker's back, hit Logan with it. They tried to hit Austin Theory with it, but Austin Theory jumped him with the boom, 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 leading to the Vision, jumping Seth with all that stuff. All of a sudden, the Street Profits come back for the first time in however long. By the way, Montez, keep your... Never mind. They attack the Vision, throwing them to the outside, letting Montez do his crazy dive to the outside, landing on his feet. They took the Vision out to the back, into the crowd. But then all of a sudden, we see Braun Breaker with blood on the back of his neck onto his face, and tries to spear Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins hits him with a nasty super kick, then punches him in the face a bunch of times until Braun Breaker hits the spear onto Seth, then stomps on him, stands on his neck, and then hits another spear and tells Seth Rollins that he never needed him and he was just always better than him. And we do notice that Braun Breaker is bleeding in the back of his head, so hopefully he's okay and nothing too serious happened. But from this segment alone, I think the blood just made the Vision better. I don't know. Anyway, we saw old Finn Balor back. He even brought back his trunks, which it's been a minute. It's been since 2022 we haven't seen this man with trunks on. He came back to have a match with JD McDonough in a pretty solid match. But this match didn't start off normal because immediately they started fighting the outside. JD sending Finn straight into the hardest part of the ring, the apron. But then Finn Balor sent JD to the outside crowd stage where they just started fighting. JD tried to escape through the stands, going up the stands, but Finn Balor brought him down and even hitting with him with a clothesline back into the ringside area. They eventually got in the ring to start the match off, but of course Finn Balor got taken down as soon as he got back in the ring. Then after commercial break, we see Finn Balor get hit a beautiful enziguri to the bobblehead face of JD McDonough. Then he gets thrown to the outside by JD, and then JD gets hit with a classic stomp by Finn Balor. Big sling blade. Then as Finn went for his classic shotgun dropkick, JD McDonough moved out the way, hitting a roll-up for a 1-2. Ooh! Then we see Finn getting hit with a nasty headbutt straight to the bobblehead size of JD McDonough. Then as JD McDonough went for his perfect moonsault, he got hit with knees straight to the face. Big shotgun dropkick for the coup de grace for the 1-2-3, and the winner of the match, Finn Balor. But he gets attacked by Dominic Mysterio, indicating to us that the feud is not done and not over, and we just see Dominic punching Finn Balor over and over again until Finn Balor hits a ginormous clothesline on Dom, shotgun dropkick, and when he went for the coup de grace, he got pulled out by JD McDonough and all that. Gunther was being interviewed by Jackie Redmond, and Jackie Redmond was basically kind of asking Gunther, what is the favor that Paul Heyman owes Gunther? And Gunther said, you don't need to know what the favor is, but all you need to know is that the World Heavyweight title will be back around my waist soon. So this could only mean that sometime during the summer, sometime during the upcoming months, it's about to be Roman Reigns versus Gunther. And we already know the OTC's on full-time run right now. So are we about to see Roman face Jacob at Backlash, Gunther at Clash in Italy with Roman, and another match / feud at maybe Money in the Bank or something like that? Roman might be going on a generational summer. He might be on another generational world championship run this summer. I'm excited. And then to finish it off, SummerSlam, him, Oba, for the world champion. Oh, book it. Book it, bro. We might be seeing a cooking summer from the Tribal Chief. But Gunther gets eliminated, or gets interrupted by LA Knight, and LA Knight basically says that he wants that World Heavyweight Championship. So we also might see LA Knight in this conversation as well, so that's going to be cool. And we found out that next Monday we will see a Joe Hendry concert. And by the way, WWE, why are you putting everybody on Raw? Put some NXT call-ups on SmackDown. SmackDown's going to have no one. I mean, SmackDown was already buns before WrestleMania, but now it's going to be extra buns that no one's getting put on Raw. Like, holy. Then we see the breakup of Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. But before Rhea leaves, she gets run into Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan says, see you around. And Rhea says, yeah, see you around too. Which, by the way, this is kind of crazy, bro. This is kind of crazy. Seeing Liv Morgan as world champion and Rhea Ripley as world champion. Kind of weird, bro. It's kind of weird. Then we see the OTC finally arrives, and I won't lie, the World Heavyweight Championship does look good on Roman. He comes out, meets the Usos, and tells the Usos to come out with him, which was pretty nice. They come out, raise the title nice and strong, and tells Las Vegas to acknowledge him, and wants to talk to the Usos. Roman says that he misses doing business with the Usos and that they're better together than apart. Then Jimmy says that the Usos are with Roman and does the classic 2020 saying that they're the twos and we the ones. And they try to raise their fingers to the sky, but gets interrupted by Jacob Fatu, which is pretty interesting. And Roman says, I'm here, I'm assuming that you came out here to acknowledge me. And Jacob said, nah. Which, of course, is something Jacob would probably say. But Jacob Fatu comes out and says he doesn't want the title. He needs the title and doesn't want to be the Tribal Chief, but wants everything that the Tribal Chief has, and challenges Roman Reigns to a match at Backlash. See, I'm telling you, Roman Reigns is on that full-time schedule. Backlash? Bro, back in 2023, Roman Reigns would never wrestle at Backlash. Now this man's wrestling at Backlash? Wow. That's crazy. Bro's gone that. This might be the most matches he has in a year. But yeah. Anyway, Roman says if Jacob wins, he has a title. But if he loses, he kind of has to acknowledge Roman Reigns as your tribal chief. And then he says to Jacob that he should reconsider his challenge, and they'll talk next week. So we see Roman and the Usos leave the ring as Jacob Fatu stares them down. And all I gotta say is I have no idea what Triple H is cooking with this Roman Reigns World Championship run, but whatever it is, I'm already liking it. We're about to see Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship at Backlash? Bro, 2026 might be a banger year for WWE, and we have no idea about it. Like, whatever we're about to see with the Tribal Chief during this World Heavyweight Championship run is about to be special, and it might be the last time we see it from Roman. Also, full-time Tribal Chief is the Tribal Chief I like. This man's showing up weekly now. Love it. But yeah, that was your Raw After Mania review. What do you guys think? Comments below. Do you guys like the show or not? Anyway, be for us today. See you tomorrow. Bye.